The moment I stepped into that hotel ballroom, something inside me clenched. It wasn't the hum of conversations, the sparkle of champagne glasses, or the practiced smiles people wore like masks. It was her. Claire, my wife of 8 years, the woman I had built my world around. She stood just a few steps away, her lips pressed against another man's. This wasn't a drunken lapse in judgment. No, it was deliberate. Her hand rested on his chest in a way that claimed it as hers. And in that instant, something in me fractured, not with a loud break, but with a quiet, devastating crack of glass under pressure. I didn't storm over. I didn't shout or throw my drink. Instead, I moved forward slowly, each step heavy, each breath tight in my chest. When I was close enough that my voice wouldn't have to compete with the room's noise, I spoke. "You just ended our marriage." My words were calm, steady, but sharp as a blade. Claire froze. The color drained from her face. Her mouth opened, but nothing came out. The man, tall, polished, familiar from pictures she had once shown me, immediately stepped back. Fear flashed in his eyes before he slipped into the crowd, vanishing like a shadow avoiding the light. Claire just stared at me and whispered two words that unsettled me more than the kiss itself. "You're wrong." Those words echoed in my head all the way home. The drive was silent except for the hum of the engine. My grip on the steering wheel was so tight my knuckles turned white, as if loosening my hands would mean falling apart. Beside me, Claire sat facing the window, distant, unreachable. Finally, I broke the silence. "Who is he?" She hesitated, twisting the strap of her clutch. "It's not what you think, Daniel." I let out a bitter laugh. "Not what I think. I watched you kiss him. I saw your hand on his chest. The look in your eyes, the one that used to be mine." "Then explain it." I said, my voice steady even though my chest burned, because from where I stood, my wife was kissing another man in front of everyone. Her breath hitched. It was a mistake. I leaned closer. "I didn't imagine your hand on him." Her silence weighed heavier than any excuse. The days that followed blurred into broken explanations and flimsy apologies. She repeated the same lines again and again. It just happened. It meant nothing. I wasn't thinking. But when I asked her to cut him out of her life, she refused. His name was Ryan, her team leader, the man she had traveled with for work, the one who filled her late nights and business trips. Suddenly, the laughter over texts she never shared, the new clothes, the unexplained hours, all snapped into place. I wanted to believe her. God, I wanted to convince myself it was only one kiss, one slip, one mistake. But I knew better. That kiss wasn't the beginning. It was a reveal. One night, while she showered, her phone sat charging on the table. My hand hovered over it, my conscience screaming to leave it alone. But another voice reminded me. She had already broken the trust. If there was nothing to hide, there would be nothing to find. I unlocked it, and the truth spilled out in message after message, photo after photo, buried inside what looked like harmless work chats. "Miss you already. Last night was amazing. Can't wait for the next trip." Pictures of them together. Private jokes. Words soaked with intimacy no husband should ever stumble across. By the time Claire walked back into the room, her hair damp and robe tied loosely, I was already sitting there, her phone in my hand, my heart in pieces. "Daniel," she whispered, pale. "You went through my phone." I met her eyes, my voice low but sharp. I went through the life I thought I had, and I found the truth. We didn't talk that night. We didn't share a bed. I lay awake staring at the ceiling, replaying 8 years of marriage, the vows, the plans, the home we had built. Were they lies all along, or had she simply become someone I no longer knew? The next morning, I packed a bag. Not out of rage, but because staying would let the pain eat me alive. As I left, her text began flooding in. "I'm sorry. Please. It didn't mean anything. I love you, Daniel. You're my husband. He's no one." But betrayal doesn't care whether the other man means something. The act itself destroys everything. A week later, she came to my apartment. No makeup, no carefully chosen outfit, just Claire, raw and broken, her eyes red from crying. "Please," she whispered, "can we talk?" I let her in. We sat across the table. The distance between us heavier than a wall. Why? I asked. Tears filled her eyes. I don't know. We were together all the time. He listened. He made me feel seen. My jaw tightened. So I didn't? That's not what I mean, she said quickly. You're a good husband, Daniel. I got lost. Lost? The word hit me like a slap. Forgetting an anniversary is lost. Misplacing keys is lost. An affair isn't being lost. It's choosing. And as I looked at her, it hit me. She wasn't crying because she had lost me. She was crying because I had caught her. The divorce didn't happen overnight. A part of me, maybe the foolish part, still hoped she would fight for us, but her efforts were shallow. Flowers, texts, rehearsed apologies. Never honesty. Never the hard choice of cutting him off. Once, I even called Ryan from a block number. You ruined my marriage, I told him. He sounded annoyed, almost bored. Look, man, it wasn't serious. She's the one who... I hung up before he could finish. Not serious. As if reducing my wife to a fling softened the betrayal. Months dragged on. Papers were signed. Friends whispered. Her family begged me to remember the good years. But forgiveness isn't something you hand out to make other people comfortable. 6 months later, I saw her in a coffee shop. She looked thinner, worn down, her shine dimmed. Daniel, she said softly, I just wanted you to know. I ended it with him. It's over. I nodded. Good for you. Her eyes searched mine, desperate. Do you think we could ever? My voice was calm but firm. No, because that night when I saw you, I didn't just lose my wife. I lost a version of you I trusted never to put me there. Her eyes filled, but she didn't argue. She just whispered, I'm sorry, and walked away. A year has passed now. The pain isn't sharp anymore. It's like a scar, quiet, but ready to ache when the air shifts. I've started dating again, cautiously. I don't snoop through phones. I don't demand proof. But I carry the memory like a warning. Trust, but never blindly. Sometimes, late at night, I replay that moment in the ballroom. The music, the laughter, her lips on his. I hear my own words. You just ended our marriage. And her reply, you're wrong. She was wrong. Not because we stayed together, we didn't. But because she thought denial could erase betrayal. It never can.